Hi guys, I want to give you a quick update about the outreach that we did in Vegas. We got back on Sunday, and we were there for a whole week. It was the adult convention or the porn outreach. I had about 14 people on the team. It was just very, very good. Everyone worked very well together. There was a lot of attention for our booth, and we had a booth this year, and I told you about that. And it's like people were drawn to it, and we heard comments like, "You guys are giving things away, and everyone else is taking." Like they're wanting something. So they were getting filled up. They were feeling loved and accepted just the way they are. And then they would come back and they would get a hug and they would get some more, tell me more or give me some more healing. Or we saw a lot of healing take place there, physical healing. And we heard people say, of all the booths in here, this is the one that you want to visit because it has to do with your heart. It has to do with protecting your heart. And we have video that we're uploading to social media. I'm going to have it on my Shout so that those of you that don't have social media, you can still see it. And we want we want to thank you for your prayers. We felt them. It sustained us. It gave us a lot of download, like we had clean air, I guess would be the way to put it, over the booth. We felt we felt like it was very well received. And they had moved us from a spot where we wouldn't have had a lot of visibility to one that we did have a lot of visibility because of water that was coming through the door. It's almost like God had it all planned out, like where we were going to be and where we could be visible for people. And they'd turn the corner and there we were. So many people spun the wheel to get a wristband. They would come back and show us that they're still wearing it. It had words of affirmation, which we've used so many times before. We figured that probably next year and even this year, as we're defining more outreaches that we want to do. We're going to start doing a thing with the women that, those of us that are older or that are moms, we're going to call them mother huggers. It's like we came up with this term a few years ago. We just never did anything with it. But now people were like, can I have a mama hug? Can I get another hug? Can I get a hug from you? And these were boys and girls. These weren't just... And it was interesting. There were even some men that were a little older, they looked like they could have been in business or whatever. And they were like, can I get a hug? And, we're much older. We're at least 30 years older than them. And we were like, yeah, for sure. And it was clean. It was good. We had keys that we had put on necklaces. Our team was so good at putting things together, giveaways, things that they would have and they would remember. So we had the oil that we said we were doing healing oil treatments. So we had a lot of that. We had one gal on our team who she actually was praying for people she said she had Marines that came that had knee problems. One guy came up walking with a cane, and she prayed for him at our booth, and he got healed. And we saw him walking around the resort a few times, and his knee was healed. He wasn't using a cane. And so a word was spreading, I guess is the way to put it. People were talking. We were getting a reputation, and it was not a bad one, right? And so they were like, oh my gosh, we need to come see your booth, or we need to come and have, I need healing, I've got this. And I knew it. I just knew it. I knew it this year was going to be a time for physical healing. But the other thing we heard is that people are wanting out. This thing has run its course for a lot of them. And they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with it. I need new direction. And there were a couple of people that I'm going to play some video for you on my social media and on the Shout, one girl, young girl especially, I just went out there and I saw her and I talked to her. She'd had a dream where she was drowning in water. And I said, you're in over your head. And I said, you know, the thing is, I said, this is going to sound weird to you, but there's people praying for you. And she started to break down and cry right there. And she's working and she's at her booth. And I've talked about this before. And I said, don't cry. I said, don't cry here. I said, come around the corner. We have a booth and you can cry there. And I said, I just want you to know that you are being remembered in people's prayers. And she was just like, oh my gosh, she came around and spun the wheel, got a wristband, got a hug from a mom. And we were like so incredibly encouraged. You know, we prayed for and asked people to pray for an open portal like over our booth, right? Because we're the only like booth in there that's not gross. And people were like, oh my gosh, you guys are giving out so much love and so much encouragement. And we feel so good when we walk away from your booth and we want to come back and we want to talk more and we want to, we have people from Germany that are invested in porn things and they want to support what we're doing financially. We're like, what? I don't know if it's going to happen, but they were like, we want to do this. We see so much good about this. And we were like, well, you know, we'll take it. I mean, so, but I don't know where this is going to go. But I do feel like next year and even throughout the year, we're going to have these things, mother huggers. We're just going to be hugging people, giving people encouragement, giving them affirmation, maybe that they didn't get, or maybe that they just need right now. They're just, everyone seems to be in a transition. They're transitioning. They're like, I've got to have something else. I can't keep doing this. This is killing me. I am so empty. I'm so completely done with this whole thing. And they were like, we need another direction. And so God would give us through even dreams that they had when they were small or whatever. We say, here's what I see about you. Here's what I think you're made for. Here's what I think you're designed for. So be watching, because we have interviews, we have footage, we have video that we are getting cleaned up, and we can show you their response. Because, you know, for the longest time, people are like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't go do that or whatever. And I'm thinking, these people are starving to death. They are like, they are so ready to make a change in their life. And they're connected. If you think about it like this, they have a whole net behind them of other people that they've been connected with in this industry. And now once it's like a domino effect. Once they get born again, which they did, by the way, there were people that actually asked Jesus to come into their life. So people say, well, you don't ever see them get saved. Well, yes, we do. We just don't always film it because it's a private moment for them. But they're ready. They are so ready. I had this one security guard, and he was like, you know, he said, I don't know, like, what are you guys doing, or what are you doing, or something like that. And I turned to him and I said, you're spiritual. You came from a spiritual family. And he's like, he said, he hugged me. He's a big guy, big, you know, African-American guy. He hugged me. He goes, I love you. He goes, I just love you. And I'm like, all I said was, you're just spiritual. You came from a spiritual family. And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, the field, you talk about the harvest being ripe right now. And I'm talking about, these are people that genuinely would never come to church. They got hurt in church, you know? And so we are now watching church go to them. If they won't come and receive it from inside of a building, we're going to take it out. We're going out. So we've got more outreaches planned, diverse. So it's not just all porn. It's not just all adult convention stuff. You can do this stuff anywhere. And we're going to try and just get everyone trained. I have a thing coming up, I think, in Nashville this month. I'm going to put it up on my website once we get it put together, which I think will be today or tomorrow. And then I've got Charleston, South Carolina. I know I just met with a lady who said, I want to host you. I want to have this thing, you know, in Charleston. And we've got we're looking at Asheville, North Carolina. There's a lot of new agey stuff going on. I just want to train you in every area because so much of it works everywhere we go. And it's not quite as deep or as gross, as an adult convention. But God seems to have given me that field, and I'm going to take it. I'm not going to take it. And the people that came with me this year are like already planning for next year. And so we are looking at, okay, this is the way it's going to go. We are totally going to make this thing happen. So please go on my website, cindymcgill.org. I'm going to have everything put together there. Sign up for my shout because we're going to have videos that we'll send out to people. And in the shout, if you want to host a training, just let me know. Get together, 50 people, and I'll come and do training with you and give you so much of everything that we're learning. I mean, God's, things are shifting too, just so you know. Things I used to do maybe 10 years ago, I'm just not, I'm moving into a whole new realm that is so easy to do. And so many people are so ready for it. So we are ready. We're not tired. We're not worn out. This is easy. It just flows out of us. It's the love of God that flows out of us. And he's so behind everything that we're doing. Go on my website, cindymcgill.org, cindymcgill.org. Make sure and sign up for the shout. Go on my YouTube. There'll be some videos posted there. And like it and subscribe, right? Make sure that you get that. And as long as they let me on there, I'll be on there. And also make sure that you get words that work and methods to end the madness. The dream book is still going. I mean, it's 13 years old and people are still getting the dream book. And you know what we found out this year? Teeth falling out. It was everywhere we went in the adult convention, people were having dreams about teeth falling out. It always happens during a transition season, which is so easy to understand. I'm like, oh my gosh, there were a couple people I walked up to and said, you had teeth falling out dream, didn't you? And they go, oh, how did you know? How did you know that was happening? I said, because everyone else, there's like 100 other people in here that had a teeth falling out dream. So anyway, we love you guys. Thank you 100 times for supporting us, for all of your financial giving, for your prayers, for your support, just emotionally, just encouragements, things that have been, I see just little bits and pieces, and we are like, oh my gosh, this is like an untapped dam, like a Hoover Dam. We were just in Vegas. There's a Hoover Dam. There's a hole in it, and it's getting ready to bust open, and people are going to come to Jesus in record numbers. I've not ever seen this kind of dissatisfaction with porn and attraction to the love of God. I've never seen, in all the years, this is year 14 for me, I have never seen people being this dissatisfied with what they're doing, and they're ready for a new life. So, all right, I'm going to train you this year. We're hitting dreams hard. We're hitting all the tools that, God has given us to be able to reach people without them walling us up or running away or going a different direction. We hardly had any of that this year. I mean, hardly anybody walled us up. Everyone wanted to know more. So make sure that, if you want to have a training, let's just get it going on. I mean, and then we're also going to create outreaches this year. So it's easy to do, not hard to do. And I'll let you know where. We're going to post them on my events page. I know I haven't been having a lot on there, but there's been a lot of change and things have been happening very quickly. So, all right. God bless you. I will talk with you soon. Again, thank you so much for all that you've done. All right. Bye.